Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of X4, and today we're hopefully going to be able to talk about boarding. This is a question I get asked a lot of times and it's a little tricky to do because you've got to kind of have the right sequence of events to happen to be able to do it, but we're hopefully going to try and manipulate that today. I don't know how successful it's going to be, but fingers crossed it will be, and I'll keep trying until I find the right thing that's going to work. So first of all, we have an Asgard. Now, this is overkill. When you're going to capture ships, what you want to try and do is have a like-for-like ship. For example, if you're trying to capture a capital ship, then it's generally good to have a capital ship to use to attack with and board with. However, that is not necessary because you can have multiple frigates, destroyers, or whatever it is to overwhelm the ship. However, capital ship for capital ship or lesser, generally don't go for a capital ship to capture something like, a medium or a large ship because they're probably going to destroy it before they can capture it. But here's to attempting. So the next thing you're going to be wanting to do is having Marines on board. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place 300 Marines on board this ship, and I'm going to carry 60 service crew. These Marines will be recruits, however some of them will be higher and lower level because you don't just get recruits because it's whatever the station technically has available. Let's go ahead and add that to the shopping cart. I've also got 4 cargo drones as well that I've added to it as well. So my ship's now going to go ahead and upgrade and grab 300 Marines. We're going to go ahead and we're going to have a scout about in Argon Prime. So I'm going to get my nearest ship that I've got that I don't mind losing because it's probably going to die. Let's have a look. This here, what are you doing here? Eclipse Vanguard, you're pretty... Yeah, you're just holding position, doing nothing, wasting my fresh air. So let's go ahead and... Oh, yes we do. We have civilian advanced satellites. We've only got a couple, but let's go ahead and try and place a couple in Argon Prime so we can actually see... I don't know what it's doing. This order. There we go. Perfect. Thank you. And we'll attempt to do one here as well. And satellite. Then, by avoiding the stations, hopefully...
Awaiting orders.
Deploy satellite. And deploy satellite.
Awaiting orders.
That's going to give us an idea of this little corridor that they have here that we may be able to hopefully drop a ship from it. Oh, there we go. And then I'm just going to tell it to... well, you know what? I'm going to tell it to go back to my my HQ, yeah. Dock and wait. There we go. Save it in storage.
You will now suffer the consequences.
Okay, right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fast forward this, get my my Asgard upgraded, and then come back. Hopefully we'll have some satellites down and we can be able to find a ship that we can capture. So, be right back. Okay, so we've got our ship and it's in position ready to go. Now we need to talk about boarding. There are 2 ways we can capture ships. The first one is forcing pilots to eject out of smaller ships, small and medium ships. I'm not sure if they'll do it in the large, but they certainly do it in the small and medium. And you can then claim the ship. An example of that would be if we head to True Sight here, you'll notice there are 2 ships here. You'll notice that a ship normally has a designation. For example, if I can get close enough to this without zooming too close. It says PIO Agricultural Freighter Okinawa with a designation. Same again for the PIO. This is the same for most ships. Notice that this doesn't have any designation for faction, neither does this, and neither does this. These ships are available for us to take. Any ship in the sector can claim it if they've got crew on board. You see this has no person on board to claim this ship. Thankfully, I have a Honshu here, which should hopefully have enough space. No, it does not. Oh, ship is too far away. Okay, so let's fly and wait over to here. Let's speed up the setter. This ship is extremely slow. Hopefully it'll have enough. There we go. It's now using its travel drive.
Stop your attack immediately. You will now suffer the consequences. This is...
just get rid of that because they keep talking over me. Oh, we've got a construction vessel nearby as well. Ship has to be practically on top of it. We've also got a fighter squadron in the area. The Honshu should be able to defend itself. Okay, we're on top of it. Oh, look at that. They're trying to build a factory. So you can see now I have the claim option available. So I can go ahead and I can claim that ship. Let's just disable my setter. I can hopefully do the same for this ship. And I can do the same for this ship as well. We zoom in a little bit. You'll notice if I just fast forward a little bit, there we go. You see that these little pods here, these are boarding pods. They will go to these 3 ships here and they will claim them and then they will become yours. And you can do as you wish. As you can see, there you go. There's one there. I'm going to set this to protective. Matter of fact, it may die before I get the chance. I'm just trying to get it to flee for now. Let's just cancel that. If you survive, let's get you to my wharf. Upgrade repair. They will be badly damaged. They will have things missing on them. Go. See, no weapon systems or anything like that. Get you fully kitted out. So this has obviously been damaged that much during the fight that it's lost all of its weapons and shields, and the pilot has decided to reject, leaving you with a potential ship to steal. Go. And that's how it works. That's now your ship. Same for the other 2. Go ahead and do the exact same thing. Upgrade repair. Repair you. Some more crew to you. Don't need any resources, but you do have turrets. If you want mining turrets, we're going to place some Terran mining turrets on you because this is a mining ship. Mining drill, there we go. Mining drill Mark 2. And some shields. So there you go. So add that to the ship. We didn't have the other one on there, that's fine. Another good way of getting ships that you won't necessarily have. And obviously if you collect them all, then you'll have a good collection. And you can obviously add, you know, whatever weapon systems you have yourself. They do remain, whatever's actually on them that survived will remain on them. So the engines, the thrusters and stuff like that will all be the ones that they had purpose built for them. So if it did have weapon systems, which they generally don't because they don't jump out when they've still got weapon systems, then you get to keep them. You don't need to remove them if you don't want to. So there you go. So that's the first way of capturing a ship. Now let's discuss the second way. This one's the little trickier one. This is usually when it comes to capital ships and the larger ships, which is more than likely what you're aiming to go for. Now, the small ship I sent here to, scout about did exactly what I thought it would, which was die. So let's go ahead and set my ship to fly here. My capital's, my HQ's under attack. Well, let's get my Asgard in the area. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it currently with its current setup, which is that it will attack all enemies. Because you can see here we've got a large group of small ships here. Some of these may actually abandon ship, and we may get a couple more as well. However, once these are gone, then I'm going to restrict the firing of weaponry for this ship so that it doesn't destroy something that we don't want it to, and that will become more apparent when we get to boarding. So I'm going to fast forward now where we've landed in the sector and hopefully cleared these ships, and we'll have a look at boarding. Okay, so we've gone a little bit further than what we expected. I'm at Hattikvar's Choice. There wasn't much in Argon Prime. They are being attacked by the FAF, so they're not being able to really build many capital ships. Now, when we right click on this ship, we get an option to board the Rattlesnake. So this is the menu you get once you've got yourself set up, and from here this is where we basically board. Now obviously we don't know anything about the ship, so we don't know what the risk is or anything like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to target something. So attack engines, target engines, sorry, attack escorts, target engines, target turrets, disable target, or maintain distance. I'm going to attempt to maintain distance because it's already in combat and the likelihood of it surviving is probably slim to none anyway. We're going to send in 100 recruits. That should be enough. I think 92 is actually the limit. Stage 1. Let's just put it all on. I'll put it all on very strong. Okay, there we go. So then we start operation. So I now see that the ship will move in, and it will attempt to board this raiding party Asp Raider. I honestly don't think it's going to survive against the station, so we may not get a chance to capture it. But we will try, because what we'll do is we'll also destroy the station while we're at it. But it does look like it's got no shields and it's about to die, so we may not be able to do this. Speed it up a little bit, see which one survives. It looks like, oh, it's going to be close. It looks like it is producing shields, so there's a strong chance we may actually be able to take this.
Will now suffer the consequence.
Let's get rid of that. Not much of a ship left for us to steal, like, but it is worth a check. Oh, another autosave. Let's be right back. Okay, now that autosave's out of the way, let's speed things up a little bit. Let's see. I've disabled the ship's turrets. See, they're all disarmed, but I don't know whether that's going to stop them from trying to kill it.
Pod launched. Moving to target.
And there's our pods on the way. They're going
Stay
to launch.
formation.
There we go. So you can see they're now boarding the ship. Boom, boom. Okay. Boarding operation. We've now got to protect it, so what's it doing here? Oh, the food factory's gone.
Striking.
You can see that ship is attacking us, but our turret shouldn't attack it, hopefully. How we're looking. We're now just going to wait.
We're taking heavy losses.
Taking heavy losses. You can still see that it's still in operation, because that symbol's still on it. So we're still attempting to board. It's concentrating on attacking us, but we're keeping a distance. Now, had you not disabled the turrets, the likelihood is this ship would have destroyed that ship long ago. So always generally disable your turrets to make it a little bit easier for you. Have a look. Still boarding.
We're taking heavy losses.
Tell them to fall back.
Okay, they're falling back. Speed it up a little bit, see if we can gain the foot off.
Awaiting orders.
Come on.
We're taking heavy losses.
You can see how long this takes.
Fall back.
This is where you need to keep...
Awaiting orders.
We'll just slow that down for a second. This is where you need to keep the ship protected from everybody else, because obviously it's still an enemy whilst your marines are on board. Is that it's actually failed the board, so let's go ahead and try and board again. So this time it should be a little bit weaker. Boarding attack strength. Stage complete. You can see we just didn't quite make it the first time round. We actually managed to keep everything, I think. Oh, it got blown up. That's highly annoying. Well, we may as well collect all drops. But that, in a nutshell, is how you board a ship. 9 times out of 10, it barely works because obviously something or other will blow it up. That ship was obviously heavily damaged already. It looks like it came in too close and the main cannon decided to blow it up. Before I could manage to set the boarding party back onto it. You can just see how hard it is to get a boarding party to actually succeed. However, that's the concept, and as I say, 9 times out of 10 it will work. I'm going to attempt to take this ship here. what's it targeting? Target engines. So now my ship will target the engines. So let's see if we can do that. So we are going to attempt to take another ship and see how we do. I'm going to fast forward it so that we can see whether or not we capture it. Okay, so I did try and attempt to capture a couple more ships, but realistically the Asgard is just too slow to capture them. So, you know, I mentioned trying to keep ship size for ship size, because every time I tried to capture them, they would flee, and you're running around the system with them. But the concept is the one thing I will point out is make sure that the ship you are attacking with, if it is severely overpowering, then make sure that it doesn't attack the target you're targeting. Also set the first option from weak to very strong, and it will begin the boarding process instantly. It's set as standard on the second phase to be strong, which means you have to damage the hull to 80%. My suggestion is that you set it to very strong, and it means that you don't need to damage the hull at all, and they will try to board the ship at 100% damage. That means obviously it's a little bit harder for them and it takes a little bit longer, so you've got to keep an eye out on the ship while it's doing it. But if it does fail and you try and then capture it the second time, then usually it succeeds the second time. And you're going to need a lot of Marines for this. Realistically, you need to level up your Marines a bit more so that they're not just recruits, because recruits obviously have a higher chance of failing. But other than that, that's pretty much the way you try and capture a ship. It's not the easiest thing, but if you can find ships that you want, like say for example you want a Raptor, then you know you send in an Asgard against a Raptor, the likelihood is you may succeed in capturing a nice Raptor, get it repaired, get it rebuilt, and get it loaded up with a lot of ships, and you know you've got the advantages of having one there. However, for the hassle and the cost that it is, I generally prefer just building ships rather than trying to capture them. But obviously if that's what you want to do, then this is how you do it. Hopefully this has shown you a couple of little tricks on how to board the ships. I apologize I haven't managed to capture one myself, but obviously on this save here I'm pretty much at war with most of the factions, so a lot of the factions I'm facing struggle to actually be able to challenge me with large ships. So if there's any questions on boarding or anything like that, then please let me know in the comment section. I'll try and get back to you. Otherwise, I will adjust another video just to try and cover any things that may have been missed on this video. But as always, if you like this video, then make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and leave any comments that you might want to leave regarding this video or any other videos. But until next time, everybody, take care for now, and I shall see you all on the next one. Bye bye for now.